Peace, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Peace Be Still with Katera Renee. I'm your host, Katera. This next episode to me has been long awaited, and I'm so grateful that I'm finally able to just sit down and release it. Peace Be Still with Katera Renee was originally created to be a bi-weekly podcast, and for the most part it has been, but I do still stand by the claim that I am only one person and I never hesitate to give myself grace. I wouldn't really be practicing what I preached if I didn't take the time to create space for myself to take breaks and rest and intentionally enjoy present moments in my life. That being said, sometimes this episode will be released a few days or maybe even a week late, and that's okay. So this week's topic was actually voted by my community at Katera Renee Co. on Instagram, and it is titled The Power of the Mind. Now, this topic was originally supposed to be an Instagram story topic, but I felt that it was too much information for stories. However, it's still not as much information as a typical podcast episode would be, so it may be significantly shorter than any of my other episodes. And that's okay. The power of the mind is something I've wanted to talk about for quite some time now because it's really an underrated tool for success, and at the same time, it's an underestimated reason for failure. No one really talks about how you can quite literally use your imagination to successfully fulfill your hopes, dreams, and goals. How you think and feel about yourself and your life can be the deciding factor between success and failure. And really, no one talks about how a lot of your happiness stems from your mindset, or how a lot of opportunities can be created or missed from your mindset. It may sound foolish or a bit unbelievable, but your thoughts quite literally create your reality. Quick, small disclaimer before I get ahead of myself. I am in no way, shape, or form promoting or encouraging toxic positivity. For those of you who don't know, toxic positivity is really just the idea that you should remain positive no matter what, and that's BS. If you don't know my stance on this, let me tell you. I firmly believe that it's important to feel your feelings, acknowledge them, welcome them, yes, welcome them, and let them pass. Because they will. They always do. But when we're discussing the power of the mind, I feel that this is a central theme in a lot of my work and within the space that I work to maintain too. I center a lot of my focus around gratitude, both online and offline. And while it should be important for everyone, I think that it works for me especially because my gratitude is genuine. And what I mean by that is, I don't say I practice gratitude just to say, I'm looking at the bright side today. But I'm actually intentionally doing so. Our minds are really powerful forces, and they can either empower us or enslave us. Because whatever you hold in your mind is what you feel and how you're going to experience life. I probably have hundreds of favorites, but a scripture that really resonates with me and with this topic specifically is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, King James Version, and it reads, "As a man thinketh, so is he." So how you think about yourself is what you'll become, or how you think about yourself is how you'll behave. So speak life into yourself. Speak life into your goals. Speak life into your plans. Get into the habit of not only not saying negative things about yourself and your life and your plans, but stop yourself from thinking these things too. Just because you don't say certain things, either about yourself or about others, if you're still thinking these things, it can and will be just as detrimental. Personally, I've gotten into the habit of not saying certain things that come to mind, and I thought I was doing really good until I realized that I still think a lot of negative things. And to me, it's really just become another obstacle and challenge for me to overcome. And it's something that I'm actively working on, because I thought to myself, what's the purpose of me not saying these things? I'm still thinking them. That's only half the job. So, I'm a work in progress. It's also important to point out that the things we give power to will end up having power over us if we allow it. But to me, that's really the beauty of getting to choose our thoughts and our perception of things. Because ultimately, you're in control. Lastly, I just want to end with some basic affirmations that I will leave you with. And you can utilize these by writing them down in your notes, writing them in your journals, or anywhere you'll be able to see them clearly. This can be, some people like to put them on their bedroom mirrors, bathroom mirrors, nightstands, dressers, etc. Me, personally, I like to write them in my journal. Even anything I need to write down that's important has to be written down in pencil or pen in my journal. Even if they're in my notes on my phone, it needs to get transferred to my journal. That's just how I am. I think you all know how I feel about my journal. But anyways, back to the affirmations. They are as follows. I am full of potential. I have so much to offer to myself and the world. I honor myself when I honor my boundaries. I am grateful for my life. I am becoming the best version of myself. That's all for today's episode of Peace Be Still. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a review or even sharing this episode on your social media if you choose. As always, I will be leaving all of my social media in this episode's description, and I am urging you to stay tuned for upcoming episodes, posts, and Katera Renee Co. in its entirety. Peace, blessings, and prosperity to everyone.